We keep hearing the same story from medical businesses. Doctors get excited, they buy an expensive medical device, then after a couple of months, it ends up sitting in the corner unused. And sometimes it's not because the technology itself doesn't work. It's mainly down to the huge gap between having great technology and actually getting patients to sign up for treatment plans, especially if you're an insurance-heavy clinic, because let's be honest, you can have the best device on the market, but if you don't know how to create demand for it, well, it's just taking up space in your practice. Hey, I'm Ben, Chief Brand Officer here at StemWave, and if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're thinking about adding a new modality to your practice, or maybe you already bought something and you're trying to figure out how to actually drive demand for it. Either way, here's what usually happens after you buy an expensive medical device, because nobody really talks about this part. So you get the device delivered. The company sends someone out for a day to train you. They show you how it works and run through some protocols. And honestly, at that point, you're feeling pretty good about it. Then they leave. And that's when you realize, okay, I know how to use this thing, but how do I actually get patients interested in it? The training covered the technical stuff well, but nobody taught you the business or marketing side of integrating the device. And that's actually the part that determines whether this thing makes you money or just collects dust in the corner. Now, when we built StemWave, we noticed this major flaw in the industry. Even now, most device companies either give you outdated marketing templates or they just refer you to some agency partner. And if you've been in healthcare long enough, you know another agency isn't the answer. At StemWave, we do things completely differently. Not only do we provide world-class training, which is covered in other videos, but we also provide real, proven marketing and clinic growth support on the back end. We've actually built our own in-house marketing department that only focuses on helping StemWave providers get patients, and that's it. So I'm going to walk you through how our marketing system actually works. We break this down into 2 strategic phases that have been put to the test with over 750 clinics. And this is important because most providers want to jump straight into Facebook ads and external marketing, but that's actually backwards. Phase 1 is all about internal marketing to your existing patients. Why we start here is simple. Most practices are only helping a small percentage of their community. You've got all these patients with chronic pain that your current treatments just aren't solving. But with StemWave, you can now help conditions you couldn't touch before. So phase 1 is about reaching these people who already trust you but need something more. Honestly, this alone will keep you busy for the first 30 to 60 days and sometimes even longer. Then phase 2 is external marketing, getting new patients from the community. But here's the thing. You don't even think about phase 2 until you've completely exhausted phase 1, because if you can't convert the people who already trust you, you're definitely not ready for cold traffic. And the beauty of both of these phases is that the providers get a dedicated account manager helping them through every step of the process and making sure they're getting results. Now, before I break each phase down, let me talk about the cornerstone of our marketing efforts, the offer. When providers first get their StemWave device, they run a $49 introductory special to make it a no-brainer for patients to come in and try StemWave for themselves. This discounted offer is what makes all our marketing work. It gets people in the door to experience the technology firsthand. So with that being said, let's dive into phase 1. First thing, we make sure you have marketing materials from day 1. In the box with your device, we send you a 6-foot pop-up banner and 100 brochures to hand out in your office. So literally, from the moment StemWave arrives, you have what you need to start conversations, build awareness with your existing patients, and have something to put in their hands. But that's just the beginning of phase 1. We then set up something called StemWave activation campaigns. It's a 3-part text sequence and 3-part email sequence that builds awareness, educates, and invites them to come in and try StemWave for themselves at a discounted price point. And we don't just hand you email templates like most companies or agencies. We set up and launch these campaigns for you. You just upload your patient list and we handle all the outreach and technical stuff. Depending on your clinic size, providers can see anywhere from 25 to over 50 appointment requests from a single campaign. And some providers have gotten more than 100 appointment requests and are booked solid for weeks, just from emailing their existing patients. Plus, the campaigns we're sending out have been tested across hundreds of providers. We've got thousands of data points on what works and what doesn't. perfecting patient acquisition specifically for private medical practices. Then there's this thing we call the offer board. It's basically a board in your office showing StemWave packages and pricing. And this is a board that has 10 first come, first served tickets on discounted care plans. Patients must pay in full upfront to redeem these. This does two things. First, it's a natural conversation starter. Patients see it and ask about it. Second, it makes it easy for patients to say yes to care plans because there's urgency with the limited tickets and they're getting a discount. It's a huge momentum builder early on because you start stringing together care plan sales. Plus, it helps you cash flow the device quickly. We create the whole thing for you. You just print it and put it up. We even have training videos showing your team exactly how to use it to close more care plans naturally. So that just about wraps up phase one. Now that you've started marketing internally and you have patients signing up for care, this is where you send patients into the community to start marketing for you. In fact, for our most successful providers, referrals become their biggest source of new patients. Providers can regularly see a $7,000 to $12,000 bump per month in their bottom line because of it. And the providers who crush referrals right out of the gate are generally set up for a very long time. We have clients who started the referral system and haven't called us in a year because they have more referrals than they know what to do with. And this is because we've developed a formal referral marketing program that's about 3 to 5 times more effective than just hoping patients tell their friends. We'll train your team on when and how to ask for referrals without it feeling awkward, because the difference between hoping for referrals and having an actual system is night and day. And while you're implementing all of this, we also show you how to capture patient testimonials, which honestly might be one of your biggest assets. It's way easier to get testimonials from existing patients who already trust you. Then you can use these for social media, in your emails, or to show hesitant patients. Now, moving on into more of phase 2, which is external marketing. This is where you start bringing in brand new patients who've never heard of you before. And this is where we add fuel to the fire. Now, phase 2 has a bunch of different strategies, and we help you pick what makes sense for your practice. The one we recommend to almost everyone is strategic partnerships. This is where you partner with gyms, golf courses, country clubs, places where people are super motivated to stay active. Think about it. Golfers will pay anything to keep playing. So if you drop off flyers, maybe give the golf pro a free treatment, and suddenly you're the go-to provider for everyone at that club. We've got 29 different niche-specific flyers ready to go for this. Some providers do pop-up events. They'll set up at a gym or local health fair for a couple of hours. And we've had providers get 6 or 7 care plans from a single 2-hour event, just from talking to people and booking them for mapping sessions. And yes, we do have done-for-you Facebook ads where we run ads for our providers, but we only recommend these if you're already closing well and you're doing other strategies too. On top of all of this, we have many more external strategies such as newspaper ads, direct mail, and so much more. The point is, phase 2 is about expanding beyond your existing patient base. But like I said, that's only after you've maximized phase 1. And this white glove marketing experience is a big reason as to why our success rate across all providers is 98%. Because when you combine great technology with a system that actually fills your schedule, providers see immediate ROI. With StemWave, you're getting an in-house marketing team handed to you that you already know what works. And when you've got over 750 providers all using the same technology and following the same systems, everyone in the community starts learning from each other. For example, if someone figures out a better way to present packages, they can share it with the group and everyone benefits. If someone lands a big contract with a local sports team, they can share the exact proposal they used. We even have providers referring their patients to other providers in there. It's pretty cool. Plus, we have 5 coaching calls every single week, all online, so you can join from anywhere. We've got clinical calls with doctors where you can ask questions about specific cases, business coaching calls where successful providers share what's working in their practices, and marketing calls where we dive deep into campaigns and strategies. These are actual providers who are crushing it with StemWave, sharing their exact strategies and answering your specific questions. So, if you're stuck on a tough case, hop on a clinical call. If you want to know how someone else is getting physician referrals, jump on a business call. It's almost like having mentors on speed dial. And that's not to mention the hundreds of training videos we have inside our group, covering almost any and every situation you can come across. So while most medical devices end up collecting dust after a couple months, we've built something completely different. We've got a dedicated in-house marketing team that only focuses on StemWave. We set up your StemWave activation campaigns, give you proven referral systems and training videos for everything, and even help your team on how to talk about StemWave so that it feels natural. Plus, you're joining a network of over 750 providers who share what's working. They help each other out and even send each other patients. Add in our weekly coaching calls with successful doctors, and this is why we have a 98% success rate here at StemWave. We built a complete system that actually gets patients in your office. Now that you know how the marketing system works, if you want to see how this plays out in real practices, check out this case study from one of our providers who's crushing it with StemWave. That video is right here on the screen. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.